What's up guys, I'm Cyber and I'm here to tell you should watch Supergirl. Supergirl is an American TV series created by Hailey Adler, Greg Berlanti and Andrew Krishberg in 2015, and is part of the CW DC comic universe with Arrow, Flash and Legend of Tomorrow. In this show you follow Kara Zor-El, a 13-year-old Kryptonian that was sent on Earth because her homeworld was on the verge of destruction. She was tasked to take care of her baby cousin Kal-El once she arrived on Earth. But her ship got stuck in some kind of portal named the Phantom Zone for 24 years. By the time she arrived on Earth, her cousin grew up and became Superman. Then Kara got adopted by the Denver family and she is now known as Kara Denver. Later at the age of 24, she lived a normal life in National City where she worked at Catco Worldwide Media. But one day the plane that her sister was on had an accident and was about to crash. So Kara had no other choice but to use her Kryptonian power and save the people on the plane. Then Kara discovered her sister worked at the DEO, an organization tasked to capture evil aliens that escaped from Fort Ross, a Kryptonian prison that landed on Earth. So with the help of the DEO, she decided to become a superhero to capture those evil aliens and save people. She's now known as Supergirl. The concept is pretty cool with a Kryptonian prison and all, but it's not really original. It's a classic superhero show with cool character that has cool backstory that are catching villains. There's nothing really new or original to talk about here. But on the other hand, the setting is pretty interesting. There are a lot of aliens which make the world look different and more entertaining to be in. For the execution I'm a bit split, cause yeah, it could have been better, but it also could have been much worse. You can tell that they were really trying to make a good show, and I think they did a pretty good job. Like all other CW DC show, the pacing is kinda bad. Yeah, the pacing is fine in the episode, but if we take it as a whole season, it's where it has pacing issues. There are way too many filler episodes, and the main villain only show up toward the end, so you don't really feel like the show is going anywhere during half this season. Even if the season is entertaining and fun, this is one of the biggest flaws of Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, and Legend of Tomorrow. Alright, what do I think of the show? Well, I will start by saying that I like it. It's a fun episodic superhero show, but it's cheesy as hell. The fight choreography are bad and the effect too. And the villain are a bit bland compared to the one in Flash and Arrow. Well, but when you pass that, you have a fun superhero show with some really entertaining episodes. The show is not as bad as what people say, it's actually pretty entertaining, and it gets better the more and more it goes on. I like Supergirl as a main character. She's a fun, clumsy girl as Kara, but a cool and also fun superhero as Supergirl. She has a nice personality and is outright entertaining to follow. If you like Superman and Flash, you will probably like her character. Now for her adoptive sister, Alex. Alex is far from being my favorite character. She's not annoying at all, but I just don't find her really appealing to follow, and I think she's a bit bland. But she's a badass, so I think it compensates a bit. Then there's Win. Win is one of Kara's friends that also work at Catco Worldwide Media. I think he's pretty fun. He's a bit like Cisco from The Flash. He's a fun comic relief and is one of my favorite characters from the show. Now for Hank Henshaw. Hank is the boss of the DEO. He's a classic boss, always strict, always looking angry. But I think he's kinda cool even if he don't do much. I especially think that his backstory is pretty cool. Now for Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord is an amazing villain. I like his charisma, but it's really unfortunate that he's not the main villain. He's more of a side character, but he's really cool and should have been the main villain. But then there's Jimmy. Jimmy used to take photographs of Superman, but now he moved at National City and is a friend of Kara. His character is pretty cool, but he's not Jimmy Olsen, at least not the one from the comic. And I'm not talking about his skin color, I'm talking about his character. He's completely different, and if you see him as another character, I think he's pretty cool. For the visual, well, like I already said, the visual is really bad. You can tell the CGI character in the green screen. But sometimes it looks good, but most of the time it's pretty bad. What's your pass? For me, I would say watch. As weird as it may sound, even with all those flaws, I still think the show is pretty fun to watch, if cheesiness doesn't turn you off. I would say watch at least the 3 first episodes before dropping it.